What's up, my boomers? It's me, Melanie Mac here, and welcome to today's video on my new channel, Melanie Mac Go Boom. If you're not subscribed, please do that. So today I'm talking about Tomb Raider again, because anybody who knows me knows that Tomb Raider is like my favorite thing in the world. Not next to my family. My family's here and Tomb Raider's here. So anyway, I'm at it again. To call out some bullcrap. And this isn't ever fun to do because there are people that work for the franchise, and especially like the community managers and stuff, who get a lot of the backlash when it's not their fault, and I hate to see that. But yeah, so this isn't against them or anything like that. It's against the people who keep pushing for this crap. Okay. So I don't want my DMs hit up. I don't want no phone calls. I don't want no emails from any developers because, like, dude, I ain't knocking any of y'all. I've already talked about this a little bit in other videos. It's made it hard for me to even speak out because I keep getting guilt tripped. And I know for a fact that other people in the community who are have similar opinions to me on this do not speak out publicly because of the same reasons. I'm obviously not going to say who these people are because, yeah, but this is a problem that a lot of us have, and when they're talking to me just one-on-one, then they're right there with me. Like, yes, this is ridiculous. I can't stand how Crystal Dynamics is trying to erase Classic Lara, how they're calling Classic Lara misogynistic, how they're hypocritical, and how the new games are too woke, this, that, and the other. They tell me this stuff. But on their public social media, it's all, okay, let's go for unification. It's okay. This is great. This is great. And I know they don't actually think that. But I mean, I don't even really blame them, because who wants to get guilt tripped? Who wants to deal with that kind of backlash? Like, not only from the developers themselves that make you feel guilty, but from the community of the reboot fans that are vicious and psychopathic and tell you that you deserve to unalive yourself. I'll get more into that later, but first let's just dive into what's actually going on here, shall we? Okay. So, right here, Patch the Line has observed something. So first of all, the Tomb Raider account a couple days or so ago made this tweet that said, if you live in the Netherlands or are planning on taking a trip anytime soon, be sure to check out Story World NL's World of Lara Croft exhibit. Soak in Lara's rich history at Story World until May 29th. And it's basically this pop-up setup. You got statues, you got concept arts and write-ups and all kinds of stuff about Tomb Raider. And this is cool. This is a history of Tomb Raider. This is neat. I'm glad that they're popping up initiatives like this because, us fans, we love this kind of stuff. Coltrane wants to talk. So, yeah, neat, right? Well, then, let's see what was observed here. So, Patch the Line says, let's talk about this sexist text found at the exhibit about classic Lara. The only thing sexist and unrealistic were the ads in the 90s Eidos demanded be made. I am furious and saddened. The agenda to erase classic Lara is still alive, and I will not tolerate it at all. And it has happened. We've had developers, modern developers, constantly knock classic Lara and act like she was just this misogynistic character. They always have. They've been doing this for a long time, just to kind of praise their woke Lara. They have to knock the classic Lara, who is, only the most recognizable female character of all time in video games. Okay, so first of all, you got this in I don't know, Dutch. And so let's read them. The one I can actually read. It says, Lara Croft continued to evolve, as did the Tomb Raider games. In the latest reboot series that started in 2013, we see a resourceful young woman who not only commands respect for what she does. First of all, does she even? She gets beat up and cries the entire game. But okay, I digress. But also for who she is as a human. Lara's character is explored more in depth, and at times the former British Ice Queen. Yeah, that's how they refer to classic Lara. The British Ice Queen is even allowed some vulnerability and insecurity. Oh, this is such progress. Physically, Lara's model was changed too, moving her away from sexist tropes. Seriously? And towards a more relatable and realistic form. What didn't change was her tenacity and resourcefulness. First of all, it did. Okay? Classic Lara is, or reboot Lara is getting her butt kicked and she's crying and she's a people pleaser. Okay? She is constantly talking about, oh, I don't want to let anybody down. There were still tombs to explore. Insecurities be damned. Reboot Lara is the most insecure person who is so focused on pleasing other people and helping other people. Don't even get me started on this. And still tombs to explore? Not really. They were optional, but I digress. I can't believe they know we have issue with this and they're still parroting this. Oh, man. That's why you cannot tell me there is not some agenda to erase classic Lara. And to act like the woke version just fixed everything. You want to act like it's sexist that classic Lara looked like this? So this is sexist because this? Really? Really? I'm going to get back into this later though. But okay. Let's read some of the comments here. Patchline says Lara Croft never had bikinis or revealing outfits until Crystal Dynamics took over, which is true. Now they want people to think it was the classic era that had the hypersexualization in the games. Who approved this? Yeah. And then Ark here says the only time she was sexualized was in the posters that used to come with gaming magazines like EGM. And she looked like a cocky badass, which she did. She was very empowering. And any of the old material that had Lara in like the promotional materials and stuff was not even remotely as suggestive as common pop artist album covers. Very tame. Sai, I will not try to make this exhibit. Thank you for letting us know about this. I will not support this bashing of classic Lara. Nope. Who approved this? This example highlights the positive stuff of each timeline. Not bash one to praise the other. Yeah, you'd think. It was always Eidos. They were the publisher, not the developer of the classic. Now Crystal Dynamics is afraid to place Lara even in her iconic outfit out of criticism or backlash. From who? Ultra-sensitive journos? We're screwed. Depressing. Yeah. Very disrespectful. They love the term trope. Khan says, we see a resourceful young woman who not only commands respect for what she does, but also for who she is as a human. Someone has not played Tomb Raider 2013 recently. She is a regenerating superhuman in that game for whom 3 different characters sacrificed themselves. Here's the thing, is when you compare classic Lara to reboot Lara, well, let's unpack it for a second. Classic Lara, her biography described her as her family disowned her, okay? Because they had an arranged marriage for her. They wanted her to be this proper aristocratic woman, and she wanted to live a life of adventure, and they disowned her for it. But she did what she wanted to do anyway because she wanted to. She didn't do it for money. She didn't do it to follow anyone's footsteps. She didn't do it to try to be some hero or try to help people. She did it because she wanted to. That's it. No other explanation needed. This woman did what she wanted, when she wanted, and she's going to look good doing it. And if anybody had a problem with it, well, just don't get in her way. But for some reason, making a character who now, they changed her backstory to following her father's footsteps, which that started with the first movie, which I have an issue with. To make that drastic change, okay, now she's just following in her dad's footsteps. Now she's forever in his shadow. That's supposed to be more empowering because she wears more clothes and because they've androgenized her more as the years have gone on. That's empowerment. You can't have a curvy woman be empowering. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the history, shall we? So that we can really put this statement to the test. Let's look at how this was Tomb Raider 1. This was Lara's first appearance. I'm failing to see what is so misogynistic about this. Can somebody tell me? Because she has shorts on? Her outfit here is just very much a hiking. This looks like a hiking outfit. Like a hiking and adventuring outfit. Her body type is very reminiscent of someone who goes to the gym regularly. I mean, this is the type of body that women try to build at the gym. Very strong, curves that are built through muscle. There are obviously some exaggerations, but I mean, given the graphical limitations, first of all, and second of all, it's an art style. Get over it. It ain't that big of a deal. It's cool. But look at that. You got the squared off shoulders, the small waist, the hips, the strong thighs. This is very much a body that you build at the gym. Very much that. It's very strong and empowering looking. I mean, yeah, let's look at her outfits. Hiking type stuff. This is what she wears at her manor, at her house. Again, you see this kind of stuff at the gym every day. Okay, Tomb Raider 2, same thing. This is a gym outfit. Like what you see girls wear at the gym. That's the classic outfit. This is when she's underwater, in her wetsuit. Again, she does wear this, and this has caused a lot of issues for some reason. People are offended by this because, a jacket and shorts. Who freaking cares, dude? First of all, she kills T-Rexes for crying out loud. Second of all, she acquired the jacket on the plane. Like she did, it was an audible move. It was like, oh snap, I'm gonna be in Tibet. Let me go ahead and grab this jacket because I'm gonna need it. This was at her home. She's in a bathrobe. Again, this is, it's just very standard type stuff that you don't see anything less revealing at the gym. This is just very standard. I'm not seeing what's so offensive about this stuff. Really failing to see that. Again, look at this. This is it. And this is her when she was a kid. 16-year-old Lara. They didn't have to detract from how she looked. They just made her smaller, but still gave her, that strong physique. A strong, curvy physique. And not in a way that was objectifying. It was just, okay. Here she is, growing up. And she still had her attitude. She's had her attitude at this age because she was Lara Croft, and she's always had attitude. They didn't have to make her weak. They didn't have to make her cry all the time. They didn't have to make any of that. They still let her be strong. And when she made mistakes, and her vulnerabilities and the mistakes that she made were from overconfidence. So that's what prevented Lara from being a Mary Sue, was that she was overconfident and got herself in trouble as a result. That's cool. That fits her character. That's how she is. Tomb Raider Chronicles. Here she is in a dress. Again, what is so... Look at this. So offensive. So terrible to women, right? Angel Darkness. This is when the graphics started to improve a bit. Just not really seeing anything that's so offensive about this. Nothing that you wouldn't see at the gym. Now, let's have a look at when Crystal Dynamics took over, okay? Now, if you really want to unpack this and show the hypocrisy. Now, okay, this outfit, this is fine. This is normal. They do have, the curvy hips and stuff going on. This is cool, but look what else they introduced. The plunging neckline. And not only that, but the way they even designed her anatomy. These look like implants. Not that I even have an issue with that, but I'm just calling out the hypocrisy here. These are bolted up here like implants. Okay, but Core Design's classic Lara is the issue. And for those who don't know the history, Core Design, the original developers of Tomb Raider, did all this. Then, after Age of Darkness underperformed, Crystal Dynamics, an American studio, see, Core Design was a British studio, an American studio got a hold of it. Okay? And this is what they did, and they want to pat themselves on the back for it. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, I mean, if you really want to talk about sexualized Lara Croft, why don't you call yourselves out for being the first to do it? Oh, what's this? Bikinis. Bikini outfits. I don't have an issue with this personally, but hey. And not only that, but let's talk about how she was designed in her figure. She was stretched. This is like a 7-foot tall version of Lara. She was stretched and made to just be skinny. But compare that to classic Lara here. This is actually reminiscent of an athletic gym girl build. Like, there's some exaggeration in the waist and all that kind of stuff, but still, this reflects what you would look like working hard at the gym. You want to talk about unrealistic body standards? Isn't this a lot more unrealistic? Which, again, I'm not even against, but just calling out some hypocrisy here. Tomb Raider anniversary, okay, you know, I don't have an issue with this, but this is, again, far more of an unrealistic body standard than what classic Lara did, but okay. Tomb Raider Underworld gave her some more muscle and stuff, which I actually liked a lot better. I think they did a great job, but again, bikinis again, okay. Again, now, Guardian of Light, I think this is Crystal Dynamics' best attempt at Lara Croft that they've ever done. Because she actually has the proportions of classic Lara here. Look at her thighs. They look strong. Muscular curves. This was absolutely their best attempt. Unfortunately, we only saw this in a spin-off game and not in a main title. But yeah, this is actually looks like a lot closer to classic Lara. Okay, now, this is where they want to pat themselves on the back. She's completely unrecognizable. Is she a cool character? Yes. But she's completely unrecognizable as Lara Croft. She just looks like a girl next door now. Is this a character that would have the same impact that classic Lara did? No. People already don't remember her nearly as much. And then, as time went on, they further androgenized her or whatever more. They take away her femininity more and more with each game. Look at how short they make her legs. Not that there's anything wrong with short legs, but dude, Lara Croft was built with long legs. That's how her character originally was. So then they like shorten her legs. They give her a stance that's just straight. She's not allowed to like, no hip movement. No hip movement allowed. She just has to be like this. Scared look on her face constantly. That's supposed to be empowering, I guess. Constantly looks scared. Constantly looks clueless. Those were alternate things added. But yeah. Just looks like there's not much going on in her brain right now. And the proportions, I don't understand. I don't understand. And then yeah, you see Shadow. Made the waist wider. This physique isn't even a gym physique, dude. It's like they gave her some muscle tone on her arms, but they glued arms that have some muscle tone on a body that doesn't reflect it. Because the waist is thicker now. Now, when you go to the gym and you're working out, it makes your shoulders more square. It makes the waist, it gives you an hourglass. But this is, they've un-hourglassed her and just pasted some arms on there and some slopey, like, yeah. They want to pat themselves on the back for this. Like, they fixed Lara Croft now. Who's going to remember this? Who's going to do it? Now, you know the people they're pandering to with this are the wokes. Okay, the woke saviors, and they want to act like it's for women, and they love women, and they care for women. These are the people they're pandering to. These are people from the Tomb Raider community that I made my video, which a lot of y'all saw, about some celebrity takes going on about current events, and me dunking on these celebrity takes. These were members of the Tomb Raider community who were all about the reboot Lara. They already hate me because I call out the issues here, and so they find anything to grasp onto. Okay, tell me to unalive myself. That's nice. Look at this. I have dark humor, and that's how I cope with stuff. Stop coping and... yeah. So tolerant. They love women so much, don't they? Look at this. This is, psychotic at best and demon possessed at worst. I swear, because no normal functioning human being acts like this. These are the people that they're pandering to. These are woke people. Good job. But no. They want to act like This is just so offensive to women. Let's completely ignore the fact that Tomb Raider 1 statistically had a 40% female player base according to Core Design, or IDIS. Oh, this classic version of Lara has amassed probably far more of a female. If you really want to compare the percentage of player base, I haven't heard any statistics about current Tomb Raiders player base, but I want to say it probably isn't anywhere near a 40% female player base. When you actually talk to women, actually talk to female gamers, we like the power fantasy female characters. So let's not pretend that classic Lara was so sexist when women loved her and still love her. Well, what about Halloween? Halloween rolls around. How many pictures do we see of Lara Croft Halloween costumes? How many of those are classic Lara? A dramatically higher amount. And this is a character who hasn't existed in so long. People still remember her over the relatable, perpetually scared people pleaser version. But yeah. This is where we're at. All right. I'm not going to read comments today because tomorrow's video, I think, is what I want to do. Just a completely comment reading and replying episode. So I'm just going to go into the verse of the day. We're going to leave that at that. Let me know what you think in the comments. Now, speaking of, I like to talk about Pharisees and stuff like that a lot on this channel because I'm constantly calling out woke people, and wokies are very much modern day Pharisees. So this is Luke chapter 18 verses 9 through 14. The Pharisee and the tax collector. So he also told this parable to some who trusted in themselves that they were righteous and treated others with contempt. Woke people, essentially. 2 men went up into the temple to pray. One a Pharisee / woke person, and the other a tax collector. The Pharisee, standing by himself, prayed thus: God, I thank you that I'm not like other men, extortioners, unjust adulterers, or even like this tax collector. I fast twice a week. I give tithes of all that I get. But the tax collector, standing far off, would not even lift up his eyes to heaven, but beat his breast, saying, God, be merciful to me, a sinner. I tell you, this man that went down to his house justified rather than the other. For everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, but the one who humbles himself will be exalted. So yeah. I'm so sick of this, and I'm so sick and tired of making excuses for Crystal Dynamics and all this kind of stuff. Oh, okay, well they're gonna turn her into the Tomb Raider eventually, is what everybody says. No, they're not. It has not been their intention. They have wanted nothing more than to erase classic Lara Croft for their new version of this weaker version. People pleaser Lara. They hate classic Lara. Don't be fooled. Now, I'm not saying every single developer that works on the team does, but the higher ups that are making these big decisions, oh, they hate her. You know why? Because even after all these years, since like 2006 onward, since they've had their games for their version of Lara come out, people still remember the 1996 version above all. And that makes them so mad. And instead of embracing the fact that they now have the rights to the most popular female video game character of all time, the most widely recognized female game character of all time, instead of just embracing that and making her and being faithful to the character and taking her on more adventures and continuing her legacy, they want to erase her. And they want to do so under the guise of, this is empowering to women. We didn't ask for this, bro. Okay? So why don't you just champion for someone else? Because us women are fine. We didn't ask for it. So there we go. Y'all know I get very fired up talking about Tomb Raider. And here's the thing, too, about the people who... about the people who hate on me and, like, those reboot fans that tell me to unalive myself and this and that and the other. They try to come for me. They even make this tweet tagging the community managers of Tomb Raider, saying, I think I speak for the entire community when I say we don't want Melanie Mac to be associated with Tomb Raider. Please never invite her to an event or anything of the sort ever again. We don't want bigots to represent us. Okay, I've asked them to tell me what made me a bigot, but they can't give an answer. They just don't. Yeah, just don't agree with them and you're a bigot. That's the woke. That is the woke philosophy. So, first of all, I don't even think they have anything to worry about. You think the Tomb Raider peeps are going to want to send me to events after how much I'm calling them out now? I don't worry. Don't worry, little reboot flowers. That probably ain't going to happen. But trust me, if they keep slandering classic Lara like this, I don't want a part of it. I don't. If they're going to keep their unified Lara is going to be this androgenized version that they completely erase all of her femininity and they completely erase everything classic Lara was, I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want to be a part of it. I'm done. I'm so sick of giving them the benefit of the doubt. I'm sick of it. So now I'm at the point to where it's like, okay, I don't want to support this franchise anymore if all you're going to do is desecrate classic Lara Croft. And yeah, this is a lot of passion coming from a video game character, but dude, classic Lara, as you can see, my statues, like, she's changed my life. She's been a huge impact on my life ever since I was a kid. So yeah, I care a lot. That's just how it is. And I will speak out. But anyway, that's it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. And until then, go boom.